In the quiet village of Umueze, nestled deep in the heart of Igbo land, traditions were the lifeblood of the people. Every custom carried an air of mystery, none more so than the revered masquerade festival known as Omebe Eze. It was the crown jewel of Umueze heritage, celebrated once every 10 years. Central to the festival was the appearance of Ijele Ọkpụkpa, the sacred masquerade that no woman was allowed to see. Legend held that any woman who laid eyes on it would face dire consequences, banishment, madness, or worse. The elders guarded the mystery of the masquerade jealously, their faces stone-cold at the mere mention of its secrets. Only the initiated men, sworn by sacred oaths, participated in the rituals. This year's festival carried a heavy air of anticipation. It marked the first time in over a century that the festival coincided with a blood moon, a phenomenon the diviners believed would amplify the power of Ijele Ọkpụkpa. The villagers murmured about it in hushed tones, some excited, others terrified. Among the young women of Umueze, there was one who stood out, Adaobi, the headstrong daughter of Nze Okafor, one of the village elders. Adaobi was known for her curiosity, a trait that often clashed with the conservative fabric of the village. While other girls quietly obeyed, she questioned. And the Omebe Eze festival, with all its secrecy, was a riddle she was determined to unravel. Her best friend, Amoka, warned her about her reckless curiosity. Ada, don't do this. There are things we women are not meant to know. Adaobi smirked. Says who? The elders. Men. I refuse to believe that seeing a masquerade will kill me. These are just tales to keep us in line. Amoka sighed. You can't fight tradition. Maybe it's time someone did, Adaobi replied, her voice filled with resolve. The village square was alive with activity as the festival began. Drums thundered, their rhythm so intense they seemed to make the earth tremble. Dancers adorned in colorful George wrappers and beats moved in synchrony. Masked performers filled the air with chants and theatrics, but the main attraction, Ijele Ọkpụkpa, remained unseen, hidden deep in the sacred forest. Women were forbidden from going near the forest during the festival. A symbolic rope marked the boundary, with stern guards ensuring compliance. As night fell, the blood moon rose, casting an eerie red glow over the village. The final rituals of Ijele Ọkpụkpa were about to commence. From her vantage point near the boundary, Adaobi watched the men disappear into the forest. Her heart raced with a mix of fear and excitement. This was her moment. Under the cover of darkness, Adaobi slipped past the guards. Her nimble feet carried her silently through the dense undergrowth, guided only by the sound of drums and chants. She didn't know what she was looking for, but her determination was unshakable. The forest seemed alive, its shadows twisting and turning as if watching her. Soon, she reached a clearing illuminated by the blood moon. There, in the center, stood Ijele Ọkpụkpa. The masquerade was colossal, its frame adorned with vibrant fabrics, feathers, and cowries. The sight was both majestic and terrifying. Its mask, carved from sacred wood, seemed to stare into her soul. Adaobi gasped, overwhelmed by its grandeur. But her awe was short-lived. The drumming stopped abruptly, and the men turned toward her, their expressions a mix of shock and anger. The leader of the initiates, Ijele, stepped forward. Adaobi, what have you done? He bellowed. Before Adaobi could respond, a deafening roar erupted from the masquerade. The air grew thick, and the ground trembled as if the earth itself was enraged. The Ijele Ọkpụkpa began to move, its towering frame defying natural laws. Its mask glowed, and a whirlwind formed around it. Ijele shouted incantations, but the masquerade was beyond control. The elders, summoned by the commotion, arrived just in time to witness the chaos. Adaobi, you have brought ruin upon us. Nze Okafor cried, his face pale with fear. The whirlwind intensified, and with a blinding flash, the masquerade disappeared into the night. The forest fell silent, but the damage was done. By dawn, news of Adaobi's transgression had spread. The once vibrant village was now a shadow of itself. Crops withered, livestock fell ill, and the village stream dried up. The diviners declared that the gods were angry, and only a great sacrifice could appease them. The elders convened to decide Adaobi's fate. Some called for her immediate banishment, while others believed she should atone by leading the search for the masquerade. "You must bring Ijele Ọkpụkpa back," Izudo declared. "Only then can the curse be lifted." Despite her fear, Adaobi agreed. She knew this was her mess to clean up. Accompanied by Izudo and a small group of initiates, Adaobi ventured deeper into the forest. The journey was perilous, filled with traps and malevolent spirits. Each night, they performed rituals to protect themselves, but the group grew smaller as some succumbed to the dangers. Adaobi proved resilient, her courage surprising even Izudo. "You are braver than many men," he admitted one night by the fire. Finally, they reached the heart of the forest, a sacred grove shrouded in mist. There, they found Ijele Ọkpụkpa, its frame dormant but still imposing. Adaobi approached it cautiously, her heart pounding. Following Izudo's instructions, Adaobi knelt before the masquerade and recited the incantations he had taught her. She offered a white chicken and palm wine as a peace offering. For a moment, nothing happened. Then, the ground shook, and the Ijele Ọkpụkpa glowed once more. A voice, deep and ancient, echoed from the masquerade. "You have defied the sacred law, yet your courage is undeniable. Return me to the village, and I shall lift the curse. But remember, the balance of tradition and change is delicate." When the group returned to Umueze with the masquerade, the village erupted in relief and celebration. The crops flourished again, and the stream flowed once more. The elders, though relieved, were divided on how to handle Adaobi. In a surprising turn, Izudo spoke in her defense. "She broke tradition, yes, but she also saved us. Perhaps it is time we revisit some of our customs." Adaobi became a symbol of change, a reminder that traditions must evolve to survive. While she was still regarded with a mix of admiration and caution, her actions opened a path for dialogue in the village. The next Omebe Eze festival carried a new rule: women were allowed to participate in the outer rituals, though the inner secrets remained guarded. Adaobi's story became legend, told around fires as a tale of courage, defiance, and redemption. And so, the sacred balance between tradition and progress was preserved in Umueze, ensuring the survival of its heritage for generations to come.